Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Ramadhan. I want to present my thesis with a title The Influence of Third-Party Fund Capital Adequacy Ratio, Non-Performing Loans, and BI rate on credit distribution at commercial bank period 2017 to 2019. And program background. Credit bank has an important role in financing the economy of a country, region, and even global. This is because credit bank is still the main source of funding for both individual and company obtain funding. Bank Indonesia not around 20% of the total domestic commercial bank have not met the minimum loan ratio for small micro medium enterprise of 20% of the total loan portfolio. This means that there are still around 21 domestic commercial banks that have not completed with the provisions. Bank Indonesia and Banking Sovereign reported a slowdown in new credit distribution in the first quarter 20 and 2018. As central bank states, this condition was occurred because the overall demand for credit had yet increased. LDR, loan to deposit ratio, is an indicator in measuring the banking intermediate function in Indonesia. LDR itself is ratio comparison between the amount of channeled by society with the amount of society found and their own capital. Credit bank is still main source of funding of both individual and company. On the other hand, credit bank must have a quality of credit. Almost all banks is still rely on their main income from the amount of lending or spread-based. Problem formulation. Independent variable were tested by third-party fund, capital adequacy ratio, non-performing loans, and BI rates with dependent variable on lending. Based on the main problem previously mentioned in the background, the research can formulate several research questions to occur. There are: first, do third-party fund affect the lending of conventional commercial bank? 2. Does the capital adequacy ratio affect the lending of conventional commercial bank? And 4. Does non-performing loans affect the lending of conventional commercial banks? And 4. Does the BI rates affect the lending of conventional banks? Aim of research. This research has the following objective: obtain empirical evidence of the effect third-party fund on lending. 2. Obtain empirical evidence of the effect of capital adequacy ratio on lending. And 3. Obtain empirical evidence of the effect of non-performing loans on lending. And 4. Obtain empirical evidence of the effect BI rates on lending. Problem limitation. First, research used the population and sample of commercial banks registered in Bank Indonesia, and 2. The observation period in the period especially 2017 to 2019. Research novelty. Ray and Punawarti 2017, based on test result related the effect on credit, so the third-party fund have a positive significance of credit. And same manual according to Iganiwa 2019 terpetifon artificial have no effect on lending. Two, Wilman Son Mario, Yosef Rahman Hidayat, 2019 conduct a study examining the research between the capital adequacy ratio and lending. It's in the study, it is now capital ratio has a positive and significant effect on lending manual according to research compute the Iganiwo 2019 is capital adequacy ratio on effect lending. And Iganiwo 2019 in the result revealed the participally non-performing loan have significant effect on lending. Ray and Punawati 2017 states that non-performing loans have a positive and insignificant effect on credit. The result of professional research conducted by Novito Mulyawati 2015 BIRES have a significant positive effect credit distribution while the conduct by Iganiwo BIRES partially have no effect on lending. Literature review. Asset and liability management is a process of planning, organization, on and monitoring through collection, process, analysis, report, and determining strategies for asset and liability in order to eliminate risk, including liquid risk, interest rate risk, exchange rate risk, and portfolio risk or operational risk in supporting the achievement of bank profit. Theoretical study. Research relevant research result. Research conducted by Prativi and Hindarsa 2014 suggests that third-party fund have a significant positive of lending. And William Sanmarino, Yusuf and Rahman Hidayat 2019 conducted a study examining the relationship between the capital adequacy ratio on and lending. In this study, it was found the capital adequacy ratio had a positive and significant effect on lending. Manual according to research according by Yosilatun Najaha 2014 suggested the capital adequacy ratio has a significant of negative effect on the amount credit extent. Prativi and Indarsa 2014 in their research result revealed the non-performing loans have a significant negative effect on lending. According to Nugraha 2014, NPL has a significant positive effect on LDR. The result of previous research conducted by Novito Mulyawati 2015 PRS had a significant positive effect on lending. Williams by Pangestuti 2012 PRS interest had a significant negative effect on lending. Hypothesis of research. Hypothesis 1, the portfolio have a positive effect on lending in carrying out daily business activity by mass women and other to provide credit to the public. Hypothesis 2, capital adequacy ratio positive effect on lending. A high ratio value indicated the bank's ability to provide fund of business development method and accommodate the risk of the lost fund. Yes, buying their operation, for example, in profit credit. Hypothesis 3. Non-performing loans have a positive effect on lending. Without non-performing loan, it causes decrease in bank revenue which will allow a decrease in profit. Hypothesis 4. B rates that if to begin bank can change uh, just a bank to put the money to loan, time and place of research. Uh, and then time and place, time and sample, time and place of research. The object of this research to analyze the effect of third-party fund, capital adequacy ratio, non-performing loans, and the rates on credit distribution as secondary data in the form of the annual banking report. Based on the time of collection, the data used in the study in the panel data, namely the data called curtain times on several objectives. The aim describing the situation period. This research was for 3 years with US 27 and 2019 annual banking report data sourced from the EDX. Population and sample. The population that is in this research is conventional commercial banks that publish their financial report of to Bank Indonesia for sampling non probability random sampling. Approach was used with the purposive sampling technique, namely the sampling technique using certain Suyana 23. The characteristic determined by the author to be used as research sample of follow. One commercial bank is stock exchange from 2017-2019. Banks do not do merge during the study period. The financial data to be examined in the study are available in 2017-2019 annual report. After determining these characteristics, 32 commercial banks we obtained. Instrument variable. Dependent variable. The dependent of the variable is type variable that is influenced by independent variable lending the dependent variables to the LDR as a proxy. Conceptual definition to assess liquidity of the bank defined to the amount of credit extended by the bank. Third-party fund, the higher is ratio, the lower the liquidity capacity of the bank concept so that the possibility of the bank problematic condition will even greater. Operational definition. The size of loan deposit ratio in this study and objective from 2017 to 2019 annual report data. Independent variable in the first third-party fund conceptual definition. Third-party funds are public saving fund from demand deposit saving time deposits Kunchoro and Saharjo 2016. Operational definition. The position third-party fund is commercial bank and the monthly variable the step in million rupiah. Capital adequacy ratio. Conceptual definition. Capital adequacy ratio is a capital ratio that shows a bank ability to provide funds for business development need and accommodate the risks and loss of fund caused by bank operational activity, for example, improving credit. Operational definition. The size capital adequacy ratio in the study is obtained from 2017 to 2019 annual report data. BI rates concept. Non-performing loans. Conceptual definition NPL is a condition that is very felt by every bank employer. This is because non-performing loans will cause decrease in bank income, which turn off a decrease in profit. Operational definition non-performing loans in this study were obtained from 2017 annual report data. BI conceptual definition. The BI policy interest rate is that reflect the monetary policies that's set by Bank Indonesia and announced by the public. Operational definition. Year-end interest rate in percent. And then research result and discussion. The object in the study, the effect of the third party fund, capital adequacy ratio, and performing loans and BI rates on general banking credit distribution. On 2017 to 2019 is secondary data obtained from banking annual report in 2017 and 2019, which have published from respective bank website and the Financial Service Authority. The sampling technique was the purposive sampling. First, descriptive analytical analysis. In this credit distribution in the study is measured by the loan to deposit ratio, which is the ratio between the amount credited by the bank and amount of third party fund based on result of describes statistic in table above. It's obtained an average LDR of 87.9 to 5% in commercial bank from 2017 and to 2019. This is so average LDR to total still within its safe limit set in regulation number 70 strip 11 PBI 20 and 15, namely the lower limit of the LDR of 18% and upper limit of 19.2%, so that can calculate a bank sector can meet its liquidity. The minimum value of 51.57% owned by Bank Nobu in 2017 and the maximum value of 113.50% is owned by Bank Bukopin in the period to 2019. The higher this ratio, the lower the liquidity capital of the bank concerned. This is because amount for need to finance credit getting bigger. Meanwhile, the standard deviation of 11 is smaller than average of 18, 7.90 to 5%, indicating the data will well distribution. Third party fund. The minimum value of third party fund is 1.6497 rupiah owned by Bank Harga Internasional in the 2018 period and a maximum value of 815 million owned by Bank Mandiri on the 2019 period. Meanwhile, the standard deviation value is 185 million and average value 109 rupiah in million, an average value that is not greater than the standard deviation value indicated poorly distributed data. And capital adequacy ratio based on BI regulation at least have 14% in if the value of capital adequacy ratio is really high, then bank can finance operation activity and make large contribution to profitability. The minimum value in capital adequacy ratio is 10% on a bank capital 2017 period, which the means in the minimum limit Bank Indonesia have a value of 32.84% on and by Bank Indonesia in 2019 period. And then the average value is greater than standard deviation value indicate the data is well distributed. And non-performing loans based on the regulation, the maximum NPL limit is 5%. So it can be calculated the bank system of will still in healthy condition, since the minimum value on non-performing loans still in 0.04% on Bank Mandiri in 2019 period, and maximum value of 9.92% is on Bank Victoria in 29 period. The average value is greater than standard deviation value indicated the data is well distributed. Yet the minimum value on the rate is 4.25%, which is the average value at the end of the 2017 period, and the maximum value 16%, the value of the rate at the end of 28 period. Meanwhile, the standard deviation value is 0.72%, and the average value is average 5.08%. The average value is greater than the standard deviation value indicate the data well distributed. Normality test. In normality test with histogram, test can be confirmed by looking at the histogram graph of the spread frequency of data. This histogram like a bell-shaped curve and indicated the data is normally distributed. And then PP plot normality test deals on normal PP plot and understand the residual image. The result above provide a statement that there is no problem. The normality test meaning the based on picture above, so the reflect data distribution value comes from data is normally distributed because the data has approved the diagonal line. And then normal sample test of Kolmogorov-Simonov based on the sample, the one sample test of KS below the same value is now 6 to 10 of 0.075 is greatly than 0.05. It could be conducted there are no symptoms or normality problem. Multicollinearity test. Based on the table, the tolerance value for duplicated or third-party phones 0.871 more than 0.1. The tolerance value for CAR is 0.79 more than 0.1. The tolerance value for NPL is 0.707 more than 0.1. The tolerance value for BI rate is 0.990 more than 0.1. VIF value of third-party fund 1.148 less than 10. Fifth value of CIR 1.256 less than 10. VIF value of NPL 1.415 less than 10. VIF value of BI rates 1.01 less than 10. The tolerance value of all variable is more than 0.1, and VIF value of variable less than 10 can be calculated. That data does not multiplicativity problem, and there is between the no relationship between the four variable. Autocorrelation test. The first Durbin-Wilson test. Based on the table, the Durbin-Wilson value is 1.016. Then value of du on k variable x to 4 and n96 is 1.755. So that is 4 minus du and 4 minus 1.755 and 20.245. If this observe the value of is not between the value, it can be compute their autocorrelation. So that the concrete output transformation was carried on the overcome the occurrence of this autocorrelation test, and then Cochrane output test. Based on autocorrelation output test transformation table is the list have value of 1.917 is between the value of 1.755 and 2.245. Thus, the regression model states that this regression model does have no autocorrelation function. Autocorrelation scatter plot in image is when the dots spread randomly and do not create a pattern, and spread either above or below number 0 on the y-axis. So this model is suitable to be continued. Heteroscedasticity test. The first laser test. This is result of the research in the table can be the significant level for the particle x1 is 0.1006 more than 0 for the test. So it can be concluded that there is no heteroscedasticity in the study. Multiple linear analysis test. From the multiple linear regression equality used in the study, it can explain as the follow. Constanta indicated executive compensation will be worth 40.960 with explain if the third party fund capital adequacy ratio non-performing loans various variable are constant or zero. Consecutive comparison increased by 44.960. Third party fund regulation coefficient 0.005 when mean the is third, third party fund not again lending is actuality that is tercultivar increased by the association of variable remain equal increase executive compared by this capital adequacy ratio regulation coefficient of that means the capital adequacy ratio has no effect credit distribution. The NPL regulation coefficient that means NPL has no effect on credit or distribution. The BIRAS regulation conventional means the BIRAS have an effect on credit distribution in this hypothesis test. The hypothesis in this study is the hypothesis 1. Third party fund has effect of credit distribution in the table below show the significant value in capital in third party fund variable of 0.483 is greater than significant of 0.05 is communicated. The AO is accepted and NA is rejected. This means no significant effect and resulting value is 0.7 and smaller than the table value. So it can be concluded that party fund does not have a significant effect on general banking. In this hypothesis, 2. Capital adequacy ratio effect on and has an effect on credit distribution. The table below show the significant value capital adequacy ratio variable is on 0.051, which is greater than the 0.05 significant, and so the value is smaller than this type. So it can be concluded the capital adequacy ratio has not a significant effect on general banking credit distribution. The hypothesis number 3 is NPL has effect on credit distribution. The table below show the significant value of NPL variable is 0.723. This is greater than significant of 0.05. So it does conclude that how is accepted and how is rejected. So it can be concluded the NPL does not have significant effect on commercial banking credit distribution. Then hypothesis number 4, the rate has an effect credit distribution. In the table below, so the value B rates of the 0.04 smaller than the significant 0.05 and values significant. So it can be concluded that the rates has a significant and significant effect to general banking distribution. Coefficient of determination. Based on the table, it can be seen the result of adjust R2 from the independent variable in the study is 0.039 or 3.9%. This means that 3.9% of the dependent variable executive compensation is influenced and can explained by the four variables in this study, namely third-party fund, capital depreciation, NPL, and PE rates, while the remaining 96.1% is influenced by other variable asset in research. Thank you.